Well, hello, and welcome back to my channel. We both kind of fit in the frame, barely, but I have a guest here today, Kimberly. I've mentioned her a lot in my videos. This is her first time doing a one-take video. I'll link the video she first did where we did the whisper challenge, like way back when. So that's very exciting. We're going to be talking about song leading today. I made her bring her uniforms over, and we're going to try them on after to see if we still fit and which ones we like best and stuff like that. But we thought we would throw it back and talk about what it was like in song leading. So we're just going to bounce off each other. We talked a little bit beforehand to try to like jog our memory because that was like 7 years ago now.
Oh my god. That was such a long time ago, but yeah.
Okay, so do you want to go first with how we got into song leading?
Okay, sure. So both of us were both into dance and cheer at the same time. So we did cheer in middle school, or I did it 8th grade, she did 7th and 8th grade, and then we both also danced on the side too at like dance studios. So we kind of knew that we wanted to do something like that in high school, and then song seemed like the perfect thing because it both combines cheer and dancing. So we decided to do that.
Yep, and we also went to a studio with the dance teacher or the dance coach to kind of like figure out which one we wanted to do, and we ended up leaning towards song leading. And so we finally made that decision. We both were conveniently trying out for the same squad, and we had to try out early because we had an 8th grade trip and we were going to miss the actual tryout. So our middle school had a very own like exclusive tryout. So it was me, Kimberly, and this one other girl who all tried out for song leading, and everyone else was trying out for cheer. And so if you want to take it away with the next portion.
Yes. So then, so it was us three when we tried out, and then the whole tryout experience was like fine. Yeah, we just had to learn to dance and then like I think a cheer and then perform that. But it gets interesting once we find out the results. So what happened was like we had our tryouts first before everybody else, and then everyone else had their tryouts after us, and then they usually post the results after, like online, to see like, oh, if you made the team or not. So then when the results came out, none of our names were on it. Like my name, her name, and the other girl that tried out for our middle school, like none of us were on it. So we're like, wait, did like none of us make it? But we're like, that's kind of impossible because honestly, the other girl that tried out with us was like really good. Like she was so good. There was no way she wasn't gonna make it. So we're like, this is so weird, but we're like, okay, maybe that's what it is. Like that's fine. Like, oh well. And then we went to sleep, and then I guess my mom was like kind of sad for us, so she kept like checking like a lot on the website just to update it, like just to see if it was a mistake. And then I remember the next morning I like got woken up early in the morning, and my mom goes, your name's on the list. Like she was like crying, she was like so happy. She's like, your name's on the list, Stacy's name is on the list, the other girl's name is on the list, like you guys all made it. And so like we were so excited. I actually then drove to Stacy's house and woke her up to tell her.
It was a Saturday morning, and I was sleeping in, and all of a sudden my dad, I think, comes in and is like, Kimberly's here. And I was like, what the heck? Why is she here? And then you told me that we made it because they're having a breakfast the next day for all the people that made the team to kind of like welcome everyone. And so we like rushed down there. Like we got there kind of like halfway through the breakfast, and we're like, we're here, we made it. And it was just like honestly a whirlwind because we both thought we didn't make the team. And so then we made the team, and we had to learn all the cheers and all of that stuff. We were on the junior varsity team, so we had to go to the games at school because we actually had to go to the games at school because we don't have a stadium at our school, but the junior varsity team had to like do it outside at like 3 p.m. on like Thursdays. It was like the most random time. It was miserable. We're out in the hot sun. And that's why I think I liked basketball better freshman year.
Oh yeah.
Because of that, because it was inside, and I just feel like it was a little bit less of pressure. Just like it wasn't as long. The basketball games are shorter. So, and we got to wear jazz shoes, which was really nice.
I forgot about that. Yeah, jazz shoes on the inside because we had indoor courts, but then our tennis shoes when we did football.
And we got to do turns inside.
True.
Yeah. And then freshman year, we also tried out for the competition team, which was a very big deal. Super fun. Kimberly has a crazy story about the competition team. It was the last competition. We only did about 3 or 4 total, I feel like.
Yeah, we didn't do that many. So.
Yeah, but this was the last one. We all wanted to like do really well because we didn't like suck, but we weren't like placing as best as we thought we, wanted to. So take it away with your part of the story.
Yeah, okay, so I guess something to know about it, like for song competitions, like you always have pom-poms in your hands, and so it's a big deal that you're like not supposed to drop your pom-poms, because if anyone does, it's like point deductions and it's really bad. So that's like a big thing. So then we were at our last competition. In the very beginning of the dance, there was this part where I had to like basically drop down in the middle of splits, like right at the beginning of the dance. And so when I did that during the competition, somehow like I pressed my palms into the ground too hard, and so my pom-pom broke in half, basically like snapped in half.
Yeah.
But luckily I felt that it snapped in half, so right when I felt that, I just like scooped them up in my hands and kept going, and then like finished the rest of the dance the whole way through. But then after we finished the dance and we walked off stage, I like took the pom-pom off my hand, and my hand was like covered in blood, like literally covered in blood.
And it didn't get on your uniform at all.
Oh yeah, and our uniforms are white, so I'm actually like really surprised about that. But yeah, covered in blood, because like basically when it broke in half, there's like needles that hold it together.
Yeah, because it's wooden, and it was like, it was a screw or something.
Yeah, and those needles were basically like in my hand the whole dance, but like I was so focused on like, I will not drop my pom-pom, like we will not get points deducted, but it paid off in the end.
I know, because we ended up tying for first place, so we didn't like win alone, but we ended up tying for first place, which I will count that as a victory.
Yes.
We got the trophy, we got the celebration. I remember everyone afterwards was like, oh my goodness, I would have dropped my palms, like, Kimberly, you're a champion, you're the reason we won. Like, it was like, honestly, it was so incredible, and that was so fun. So that was freshman year. We had a coach. I thought she was like super fun. Like, she was only a couple years older than us, like maybe like 23 or something like that, so maybe like 5 years older than us. But she was very like chill, fun loving, made everything super fun, and I loved song leading with her. And then sophomore year happens. We actually had a different coach for a while, just for like 2 months in the summer.
Yeah, it felt like even shorter. It was so
What was
quick.
his name again?
I think Chemo.
Yes,
I
Chemo.
wanna say, yeah.
That's what it was. His name was Chemo, and he was only there for a month or two. He did not end up working out. I don't know the full story or what went down. I don't know if he quit. He was asked to leave. I remember there were like wasn't there a practice where he just didn't show up?
I feel like there probably was, yeah. And then actually for that year too, like the whole pep squad had new coaches, like 3 new coaches.
Yes,
they
they
like
did.
completely got rid of all the coaches from freshman year and had 3 new coaches, and out of the 3, like only one of them ended up lasting.
Yes, I do remember that. That year was crazy because we got new advisors like halfway through the year of freshman year, and so they couldn't really do much freshman year because it was all like senior coaches, like all veteran coaches, and so the coaches were kind of running things and calling the shots. But then when the advisors basically fired all the coaches and got new ones, the advisors were the ones then calling the shots. And I remember that made it not as fun because the advisors were making all these decisions, but it was just kind of like, well, you're not the ones actually cheering, you're not the ones actually there in practice and stuff like that. And so I just remember not really liking that switch of power. And so we ended up having the dance coach be our song coach, which is funny because if you remember at the beginning of this, we were taking classes from her and didn't want to do dance because of her a little bit, just her coaching style, not our personal favorite. So that was really, when I found that out, I don't know who told me first or how I found it out, but I remember being like, what the heck?
Yeah, we were both like in shock. We're like, all right, like let's see how this year goes then.
Honestly, it was like, because we didn't join dance team, we joined song team, and so our biggest concern is some people cross over. So there was a lot of girls that ended up joining our sophomore year who were on the dance team, and that was before she actually became coach, so they just decided to cross over on their own. But then when she became the coach, it was like basically dance team 2.0, because it was a lot of the same girls and then like the random people that only did song, and so it kind of felt like she got to have her dance team again.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, it was like they were kind of her favorites, and everything I felt like was very catered towards them and around the dance schedule, and I just remember the whole vibe changed. Like when the old coach left, and then one of the senior girls left. Who you remember? Who kind of the coach, not the girl who became the coach after we graduated.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they kind of set the tone freshman year, and when they both left, it changed drastically. So it was not very fun for us. I remember we didn't do competition team again, but we were forced to learn the dance because when our freshman year, we had separate practices just for competition team because there was like 2 girls who didn't want to do it, which I thought was fair. You know, like we're deciding to have this be added on. They shouldn't be subjected to learn the dance and have more practices. But sophomore year, the competition dance was a part of normal practice, and we had to learn it, and then we had to perform it in the like pep rallies and stuff. And I just remember like hating practice because it was so intense because she's teaching the competition dance, and so it's obviously going to be more intense, but it's like we just want more like fun stuff, you know, like we just want to go to games, have fun. But there's actually something we forgot about sophomore year. So you made varsity.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I totally forgot about that. Yeah.
So Kimberly made varsity, and I didn't, along with a couple other girls. Our junior varsity team was going to be very small. I think there was like 3 or 4 of us.
Yeah, I was going to say like 3 to 5. It was
it was 3 to 5 on junior varsity, and then like, something happened when Chemo left. When Tara, I just said her name. Oh well.
That's okay.
When Tara ended up being our coach is when I think she switched it to being
I think she also just didn't want to have like multiple practices for each team, so she's like, you know what, let's just combine it into one team, which actually I think was good and bad. Like I kind of like that we were all together because then we got to be on the same team again, and like actually most of the people I was close to were also more on junior varsity too, so I was like very happy we combined. But it also, I feel like it made it kind of more work because then we kind of had to go to like some JV stuff too, right, for song. Or maybe not football games. No, not basketball either.
No.
Oh, never mind. I don't know why I thought that. Oh, you know why? I just remember that like for some basketball away games, we'd have 2 separate teams. Okay, that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Yep, because I don't know what they did the previous year for varsity, but our year, sophomore year, when we were both on varsity, they split it up, and so were we on the same?
No, we weren't on the same. That's why I remember. I was like, there was something that I didn't like, that how we had to like, we were split up, and then we also didn't go to every game. Like
So we had the A team and the B team for varsity basketball games, and I was on a different team than her, which I did not like. And but it was nice that we didn't have to go to all of them. But I think before they didn't go to away games.
Oh, maybe I think that's what it was.
And then the advisors wanted us to go to away games. And so it added more games because basketball has way more games. They have them like twice a week or something like that. And I just remember sophomore year also, I was in AP European history. And so I was like dying sophomore year with all the practices and all the basketball games. But to go back to the whole like junior varsity, I was super sad. And I was like really just like, I just felt like sad because my friend is not on the same team as me, and so I won't get to do like any of the stuff with her. So although I didn't really like the coaching switch and the new advisors that kind of took over, I did like that I was on varsity. It was really fun going to the football games. I loved varsity football.
Oh yeah,
that was so fun. We had boxes that we had to stand on, like our own personal boxes, which we didn't have being what's it called, junior varsity. Was that new as well? I think
it was new. It's so that we could like see over the football players, so we could actually see the game because we stand behind them. But they were really cute too. They had our names on them. They were like kind of personalized, and then we got to like stand on them, and we would like get down and do the cheers.
We had to tear it apart.
Oh yeah, we had to build them
and build it back up, and then we'd like carry it, and you can put your pom poms in it and water bottle, which was fun. And then we would step off of it to do a cheer or something like that. But
those were fun.
Times.
Friday night football games were like really cool. Like I don't know, that was very fun.
That was fun. And then we also had to deliver cookies to the football players before the big rival game that we had once a year. Like I think it was either homecoming or the bell game. We got a list of all the football players, where they lived, and like what their name was, their jersey number. and we were assigned, I partnered up with Kimberly to do this for sophomore year, and yeah, I just remember going to random dudes' houses that I did not know.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
We didn't know any of the football players, like, because, I don't know, we didn't really hang out with those people.
We're not popular
No.
people. Like,
we just
were
like
nerds.
to dance. That's
Yeah.
what we like. That's why we were on song, not because we were, like, popular. But we didn't know any of the football players. Were like, some of our other people on the team, like, some of the girls, like, picked certain people they wanted. So we just were like, just give us whoever
I
is
know,
left,
honestly.
basically. Yeah, so we had no idea who they were. And then we had to, like, make them stuff and, like, write them a little poster or whatever. We didn't know them.
Another thing is we got varsity jackets, which I remember picking those out and feeling so cool. I was like, yes.
Yeah, that was very cool, except it, like, never is cold enough here to wear them, so we, like, barely wore them.
I never wore them.
Yeah, they're really thick.
And very expensive.
And hot and expensive. They look cool, but, like, not very practical to wear.
I don't even know where mine is, to be honest. Yours is probably...
Yeah, mine's... I have mine with... when I was looking through my uniforms, it was hung up in a bag.
Yeah, I literally put all my uniforms in, like, this basket and just stuffed it all in there, and Kimberly has, like, this nice, like, trash bag over them on hangers, and I'm just like, I do not care about them. But, yeah, that was super funny. And then I'm trying to think... What else? Oh, we went to a party with the Song Girls, and that's when I felt like I was in a high school movie, pretty much, because we were hanging out with, like, the popular girls who knew the football players, and just everything they were talking about. I just always felt out of place in song leading with, like, the cheer squad and song squad, because I just, like, didn't party, wasn't really all about boys and all that stuff, and so... Yeah, we ended up toilet papering a guy's house who some of them knew, and it was apparently his birthday. So, like, at 2 a.m. in the morning, we drove somewhere to get toilet paper, and we toilet papered his house, and I was like, wow, I am in a high school movie. Like,
It was, like, pretty much, like, straight out of, like, what you would see them doing. But, yeah, I was telling her, too, I was like, that's kind of when it dawned on me, like, you know what, like, I'm not really sure if I, like, want to be a part of this group anymore, or, like she was saying, we kind of, like, never really felt like we, like, truly fit in with the rest of them. Yeah.
No, there was only, like, 2 other girls besides us two that we felt like we fit in with, and then one of them left after freshman year.
Yeah.
And she became president, right?
Oh, I don't know if she was president.
I thought she was ASB president.
I don't think so, if we're thinking of the same person.
Yeah.
Are you wait, who?
Red hair.
Oh, her. Okay, I was thinking of someone else, because I was thinking of the other 2 girls that still did for sophomore year. We still hung out with them. Or 3 girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But I do know, the one that you talked about that we did really like, that we did fit in with, she did become president, so good for her.
I know.
She was so nice.
Up.
She was so great.
Yeah, but we actually ended up quitting after sophomore year. If you can't tell, our stories end after sophomore year.
Yes.
It's freshman year, and then sophomore year, and then that's over. I remember making a really hard decision to quit. I mean, I don't know if it was as hard for you, but for me, I, like, went back and forth all of sophomore year, and also trying to figure out the PE thing, because PE is so awkward. Like, you have to do it freshman year if you're in cheer, because you have to, like, I don't know, for the state. But then if you do song and cheer, the rest of the 4 years, you'll eventually have all your PE credits. But because we were quitting, we wouldn't have all our PE credits. So we had to do 0 period PE junior year, which was fun because we got to do it together, but also, like, we had to wake up early and be sweaty the rest
and that's
of the day.
another not ironic, but kind of weird part too, because my PE teacher for 0 period ended up still being the dance coach who ended up
it wasn't 0. You switched to 0.
Oh, I did. Okay,
you were in, like, 4th
I
period
was. I had
PE.
4th period PE, but like, I'm not gonna do PE. Like, honestly, like, regular PE, I was like, I'm not gonna do that, because 0 period, they kind of know it's mainly for, like, the athletes or, like, people who were athletes, so they don't push you as hard. So I'm like, okay, I'm switching into 0 period. So I did end up switching in, and then that's what happened.
No. 4th period was Tara.
Oh, really? I thought I had her for 0.
No, 0 was this other random girl that was so chill.
Okay.
You only had Tara for, like, 2 weeks before you switched.
Okay. I don't know why that's still in my mind. I'm like, I had her for PE. But okay, anyways, my 4th period teacher, I guess when I initially had PE, was the dance coach who ended up being our song coach, who, like, we weren't really fans of, so I'm like, I just can't, I can't get away from her, like, I quit, but I still have to do PE, and then I'm still with her, but then, ended up switching into 0 with Stacy, and then we had the same teacher.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
And she was chill. Like, we got to ride on the treadmills, which you don't get to do in regular PE.
Yeah.
There's, like, treadmills.
Really chill.
And so we didn't have to swim. I got out of swimming all of the PE in high school because I remember we were going to do it, or there was a rumor we were going to do it, like, my freshman year, but then it just got canceled, and we did something else instead, and I was like, thank you. Like, I did not want to do swim. No, thank you. I did not want to have to change into a bathing suit and all that stuff. Like, who wants to do that? Like,
I forgot, swim was a thing. Yeah, I also did not ever have to do swim.
Yeah,
so
I remember we did dance freshman year, and then we did, like, some tennis thing or something.
Oh,
like
yeah,
that.
or, like, badminton.
Yeah, badminton.
That's right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and it was also funny because a lot of the people we knew in song continued on, and we actually had a friend who was joining song right when we were quitting.
Yes.
And so that was kind of awkward. She was trying to convince us to stay because
like,
she was joining, and we were like, oh, we're
out of here. Yeah.
And so we still knew people, kind of, who were still in it. And I remember my senior year, I ended up doing BBN, and Kimberly did more stuff with her church.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember working with one of them my senior year and, like, asking her about song, and she did not seem happy with everything. And so I was like, this is my confirmation I needed that I made a good choice in quitting.
Yeah.
Because I went on to better things with BBN, which was a video production class that I took. And so, yeah, that's the story of song leading. Anything else you want to add?
No, I think you covered it. Yeah, pretty much looking back on it, I think we were happy for the 2 years we did it, but we were also glad that we only did it for 2 years because then we both went on to other things that also helped shape where we're at today. So
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And we got the experience. We have the stories to tell.
Yeah.
We got to go to football games. People called me song leader. Like, I was known for that. Like, people who didn't even know who I was knew that I was a song leader because you have to wear your uniform at school, and so everyone just, like, kind of knows who the cheerleaders are because you stand out. So, yeah, it was fun doing the pep rallies. I really loved that.
Oh, yeah, pep rallies and assemblies was really fun. Yeah, we were talking about, too, wearing, we had, like, little jerseys we got to wear to school, too, which was also fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the things. So that's it. Super long video, but I have my friend here, so yay. And it's still one take, so good job to that. No big mess ups. I did slip in some names, and we were trying to look at each other and be like, do you know who we're talking about? So we don't have to edit this, but oh well. Okay, so that is it. And do you have anything else you want to say?
Nope.
Okay, cool. We are out of here. I'm going to turn off the camera now so you can keep waving while I scoot up.